Yeah, Landon, the defense played so well today, and then Texas A&M kind of came to life in the fourth quarter. What was the key maybe early on, and what were they able to do to have some success there at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think really we just, I mean, I want to say it was one drive and then one play that really, I mean, did it for them, and that's why every snap you gotta be going full tilt 100%. You can't slow down at all, and I mean, no excuses, but I mean, one series and one play, we play the way we know we can play, and the game's a whole different story. So that turnover battle, we've been stressing all season. We need more turnovers, whether it be forced fumbles, interceptions. I mean, we got to get more turnovers to win ball games. So, yeah, defensively, I feel like we could have played a lot better of a game. I feel like we did some good things, but at the same time, I don't think we did good enough.
I know you're disappointed with the loss, but your first sack and the big tackle for loss made a huge impact. Just how good was it to have your impact maybe translated with the stats and have a good game here?
I mean, it felt great. I'd much rather have not as good of a game and come out with the win. I'd much rather have a game like Auburn where I think I had like two tackles, but we won the football game. I'm not in it. It's not a me thing, I don't want to give a damn if I had zero stats at the end of the season. My goal is to win football games. I didn't come back to get 15 sacks if I'm gonna win two games. I mean, I'm not worried about stats. So my biggest thing is doing all I can to give my team the opportunity to win ball games, and I didn't do that today. So it's frustrating.
How tough was the field position battle for the offense today? It seemed like y'all were backed up pretty much all game.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a big struggle for us. Felt like every drive we had, almost we started within the 10-yard line. So, I mean, it almost feels like you're fighting an uphill battle at that point. But at the end of the day, I mean, it comes down to execution. No matter where you start on the field, I mean, as an offense, we got to be able to execute and put into motion what we had planned the entire week.
And you hadn't had, the most, production up to this point in the season, had a breakout game today. Just kind of what was the key to your breakout performance today?
Once again, I mean, it's nothing to do with me. It just happened to, the schemes that the defense were running, and then obviously Talon was looking my way quite a bit. So, I mean, it's nothing to do with my performance. It's about, what they were doing defensively, and also, I mean, execution at all parts of the game, obviously up front, and then Talon get throwing the ball as well. So.
Could you describe the 75-yard touchdown? I know Taylor bought some time by scrambling, but from your perspective, kind of how that play go down and how good did it feel?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it all year. Taylor, crazy what he can do in and out of the pocket. Obviously that play he stepped up, and I just saw that there was no one over the top of the field, so I drifted and took it up the field. Obviously, it's kind of an out of the body experience to score in a big stage like that. All glory goes to God, but yeah, it was a good feeling.
You're out there trying to get open, the separation, all that. Maybe Taylor was under a lot of pressure. Yeah, he's obviously have really good pass rush, good players. How tough do you think it was for Taylor today? With the kind of pressure he was under most of the day.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a team sport. So, I mean, you can't really say too much or put too much blame on any individual person. Obviously, as receivers, we got to do better getting open and making plays when they're presented to us. And then obviously up front, struggle a little bit blocking, picking up blitzes today. So, I mean, all phases, I wouldn't say it's necessarily on 10 in any way, but, we just got to go out there and execute better.
For both y'all, I guess this is your third A&M game here. I think you're second, but it's always seems to be really close and always seems to go A&M's way, except for 2021. Just how tough the series has it been just from your all's limited experience and probably being aware of history too.
Yeah, I mean, they're a talented team every year. They're one of those schools who, I mean, every year they got really good players. It's great getting to play them. I'm from Texas, so I know a lot of the players on their team, and it's always a fun game. The atmosphere is great. It's like a home game for both. So I really enjoy it. I don't enjoy that we've lost them. I wish we could have pulled. I mean, for sure this year off. I wish we could pull all of them off though. But I mean, I really enjoy it. It's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely always a fight. Last year was a little bit different of a game than this year, obviously, but I mean, it's always fun to go out and play in such a fun, big atmosphere. Like Landon said, at the end of the day, we just want to win games, but yeah, it's fun.
Isaac, I'm curious, when the offense is struggling with the ball, and you mentioned it's all areas of the offense, just what are the conversation like on the sideline, the mood like on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. It depends on the situation, but I think most of the time, uh, if we're in like a kind of a rut, just make sure that everyone's keeping their head up and just kind of relying on what we've been doing all year in practice and in the games before. Because I mean, when we're playing well and we're executing, I don't think anyone out there can stop us. So just remembering that and reminding everyone of that.
When Isaac was talking about Taylor, I saw you kind of nodding over there. I know you're obviously focused on defense, but I know you're close to Taylor. He's been a team leader. Just how tough do you think a day like today is, you know, for the quarterback? And you gotta give the Aggies credit like that, but how tough a day do you think it was for him?
Yeah, man, I feel like it was tough. I mean, they have a really talented D line. You know, I know a lot of. I mean, just being in the defensive line, I know a lot of those guys. And I mean, whenever I mean, after we clean up what we just did on the field, I'll watch on the big screen or on the field and just, I mean, watching us, but also watching my position as well. And man, they got some really good D linemen. And I mean, all credit to them. But I mean, Taylor's a really talented player, and really just needs to keep his head up, get back to work come Monday, and I mean, we got to flush it come Monday, you know, and prepare for Tennessee because they're a really talented team.
Knowing him like you guys have gotten to know him the last few months, how do you think he'll respond to a tough situation like it was today?
I mean, I feel like he'll keep his head up, you know. Biggest thing is not look at the media and go to work, you know. So I mean, that dude's a very, very positive person, you know. So he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna let it affect him. I think he's gonna bounce back and do all he can to go out there and continue to make plays.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a football player, and you can't let one game define who you are as a player or who you are as a person. So, like you said, who cares what the media says? We're gonna move forward and play Tennessee this week. Good team.
I go over if that's okay. How tough has it been to play I know you guys are flying on charter planes, staying nice hotels and all that, but playing 4 games and 4 on the road out of 5. There's no SEC team that does that. Besides Arkansas. And how tough has that been? And now you get a stretch at home, but man, you got all these ranked teams coming. Kind of what are you looking forward to?
Really looking forward to getting back and playing in front of our fan base, you know. Wouldn't say it's as tough as people might think to go to an away stadium, you know, and like travel 4 games in a row. My thing is, Coach Pittman always tells us, I mean, roll the football out there. It doesn't matter what time, where we're playing at. We got to go out there and be the same guys. It doesn't matter what stadium we're in. I mean, we can go out there and play at 6 a.m. We got to be the same team. And so that's kind of how we took this approach. But it will be great being able to get back to our stadium and play in front of our fan base, in front of our families. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I definitely say I'm excited to get back home. I'm someone that really kind of enjoys away games. The crowd noise and everyone, you know, kind of shouting your name kind of gives me juice. So, I mean, like you said, it's probably not as tough as people make it out to be, but I'm definitely excited to be back home.
Last one, Jackson.
Just following up on that, like, you guys, obviously the record is very different, but now returning home compared to last year, just aside from the record, the stats, everything, how different does it feel like maybe inside the locker room now as you kind of return home for the second half of the season compared to where you were last year?
Yeah, I feel like we're a lot closer this year. You know, we're a really tight knit group. I feel like we can't let a game like a loss. I mean, a tough loss. You know, real close game that we wish we could have had. We can't let that tear us apart. We got to stay together and continue to fight. You know, SEC plays brutal. You know, you're playing ranked teams and crap. I mean, there's teams in the SEC that aren't ranked that are, I mean, better than ranked teams. So every week's a tough game. So we got to stay together and continue to fight. And I think that's what I love about this team. We're really close, you know. I mean, defense close with the offense. I mean, O-line close with the D-line. So, I mean, we just got to stay tight knit. And, I mean, we stay together and continue to work, and it'll work out for us.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to play the comparison game comparing last year to this year just because there's so many different pieces, but I would definitely say there's a lot of camaraderie within the team. Both, you know, obviously as an offense and as a defense, but both as the team as a whole. I think there's a lot of support going both ways.
Well, it's a great job. Appreciate it.